We're going to go to our first call of today. Deb calling in from Michigan.
Deb, welcome to the show. We are so excited to have you. What is your question? And I always like to ask people, like, what's the struggle that you're facing right now? And I'm sure there's many, like we all face, that is preventing you or you think you need to overcome to grow your business that we could help with.
Well, I'm a seasoned agent, an associate broker, and I'm always thinking about how to make myself relevant in the industry. What advice would you have for me to follow, to not be chained to the social media? And yeah, I know that I can hire an admin. I've done that in the past to do things for me. But for myself, if I want to stay plugged in, what does that look like?
Yeah, I relate to that. Not wanting to have to spend all day on social media.
You would think because I'm a millennial, I enjoy the social media aspect, but I feel like Josh and I, we just were the latter of millennials.
The elder millennials.
Yeah, we missed the wanting to post on social, so now we force ourselves to do it. It's such a great question because I do believe there is I don't want to say lie out there, but I think there is a mistruth that's going around that goes, you have to be on social and you have to be advertising yourself that way to stay relevant in today's world. And I just don't think the stats back that up. I think you don't have to do that. When I'm curious for you, can you tell me like how much of your business right now, like how much volume you've done in the last year, where your business currently comes from?
Sure. I do about 25 transactions, about 6-7 million a year right now. I'd like
fantastic.
to get to 10 million. Yep.
Okay.
I'd say about a third or better comes from my sphere of influence, and then I also have lead, sources that I'm partnered with. So yeah, I would say that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you say staying relevant, what does that mean to you? Like, do you fear you're missing out on deals right now because you're not on social? What's driving this to make it such, top of mind for you?
Well, I've been in the business for a little while and I'm competing against younger agents with less experience. So they're better maybe at presenting themselves on social media than I am. I'm more conservative, I think, but I want to make that work for me. And, I belong to network groups, I attend events, I do all the normal real estate stuff, but yeah, when I see a younger agent, maybe they're more glamorous or, whatever the case may be. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And I don't necessarily, I actually have AI created a new profile for me. I'm not sure if I like it. I need to be real.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, I mean, here's the way I think about it, right? Because I only answer questions like based upon, okay, how do we think about it from Reminder Media's perspective? Because we have our own company, then we have Acre Brothers Realty, which we're trying to run and stay relevant in. You already mentioned a part of it, which is in business you can get leverage, and leverage comes from people and systems. And so I would encourage you to think about, but it sounds like you already have, are there people or systems that I can implement in my business that they can take over that pain and stress? And yes, they are doing, like, I'm the subject matter, but they're helping guide me so I don't have to overthink it, because it's kind of the paralysis by analysis. And then you can give them the things that you're willing to do or not, because you can build a great profile and not have to be the personality. Yeah. I think that's, you can build a great profile based upon education. You could build a great profile based upon personality. So that's one way to think about it. But I actually think the better for you, just hearing you out, and the way I go to is, look, this business is relationships. So social media is good because it gets you known, like, and trusted in a certain medium, but it is not the end all be all to helping you close the deal. So if you're not going to do the social media aspect, you should, one, have just a basic presence, so it shows professionalism and builds trust. But you should lean in heavier to where you're getting your business from today. And ultimately, you hit the nail on the head, is there might be a younger person that's more glamorous, that is showcasing themselves well in social media. But ultimately, the consumer is going to make their decision based upon trust. And that trust comes from a myriad of different things. You're just going to have to showcase that trust through your natural avenues, right? So your database, I would immediately go to, well, what's your touch point system for your database? And are you at the level, you probably are, but are you at the level where you've segmented down to A list, B list, C list, and you have different ways that you're keeping in touch with them, and you're treating your A list, and you know who they are, and you're treating them better because you're reaching out on their birthdays, even their kids' birthdays. You're throwing client events that you're bringing them to, but you lean in deeper to the things that you enjoy and you naturally do. Because if you think about it this way, and I think of Garrett Maroon, right? He's a agent in Hampton Roads. I mean, he closes like 80 plus deals a year from 300 people in his database. So not a massive database, but has been in the industry a long time. Those are all real relationships, and each of those people knows 6 other people. So each of those people are connected to 6 other people. So he has leveraged keeping in touch with them with pop-bys and client events and text messages and phone calls. He does social stuff, but no offense to you, Garrett, if you listen to this, his social is not very good, meaning like he doesn't get a ton of engagement or anything like that. I do not believe social is driving his business, but the guy is a top producer because he's actually doing the real thing, which is the relationship.
Yes.
And so I just want to encourage you that I don't think you have to. So if I would tell you, stop worrying about it and lean in and take all that energy of worry and all that stuff and lean it into your actual touch point system and get really good at that. And if you go and you stay worried about it, then do what entrepreneurs need to do, which is get leverage. And leverage is people and systems. And you might have to kiss a bunch of frogs to get that leverage, meaning you hire somebody, they don't take the stress off you, you don't like that they're producing, go on to the next person. Like, it's so hard in business, and you can probably attest this. Like, we have gone through so many people, and you hate to do it because you feel like you're bad at selecting people, or what am I doing wrong? I'm a bad leader. But no, sometimes you just have to go through a ton of different people to find the fit, or a ton of different systems to find the fit for you. But you can't do it halfway. You can't settle on somebody that's not really fulfilling what you need. So that's my thoughts for you there on that question.
Well, I did find Reminder Media, obviously, and it's been, the magazine has been extremely helpful.
Thank you.
Yep. And it's always something I give to my new clients when I meet them the first time. And the clients that are my A-list, they get the, magazine as well to show my appreciation for their business. So that's very helpful. And I know I'm probably not utilizing all of the services that you have. That's something I'd like to do, but yeah.
Are you doing client events right now?
I have in the past. I don't have anything planned immediately.
Consider, so with Acre Brothers, we do 4 a year. Okay. But they're simple, right? So one was Pi Day on Pi Day. Which, what is it, March 14th or something like that? Yeah. So on Pi Day, we handed out pies to our sphere. It's that simple. Invited everybody. And I think we invited hundreds, but we had like 90 or so show up to get a pie, right?
Did you then come to you?
Yep. Had them come to the office, took pictures with them, all that stuff. So that was one. Second is coming up. We're doing a summer bash, which is just a barbecue. So you can get a local park, right? Picnic shelter, grill out burger, stuff like that. And then normally we rent out an ice skating rink, or we'll do something like, you could do things like pictures in the park, or, like Santa or stuff, around that. Like, but there's a ton of different options. Usually they rent out an ice skating rink, for their big one, where it's like $700, but for 4 hours or something like that. And the whole sphere comes. But the point I'm trying to make is, try to throw in a client event, because what beats social is actual human-to-human interaction.
I believe that.
It beats it. So social, what I want people to hear that are listening to this, I would love for you to be on social. It will help you. It's not going to hurt you, but you don't have to be. And that's the big thing. But what you can't do is be in the middle, where you got all the stress and anxiety. You're not really moving on it, but you keep thinking about it. It's like, no, just accept, hey, that's not going to be my business model. My business model is I'm going to actually know, like, and trust the people that I have relationship with. I'm going to have 250 solid people that I text, that I call, that I invite to a client event, that I send my magazine to. And that 250, I mean, if they each know 6 people, I mean, that's thousands of people right there. And that's plenty to get 10 million in volume. Plenty.
And
to do
people
that.
like gifts, and you can't
They
give
do.
that necessarily directly through social media. And that's why I think the magazine has been something that I've enjoyed as part of my business. And, it makes me more relevant, and memorable because it's something that they have. Social media comes and goes every day.
Yeah. And it's only
In
going
a
to get more
flash.
noisy with AI.
Yeah.
It's only going to get more noisy. Now, keep in mind also, because here's an extra tip for everybody listening, is social is perceived a lot of times as marketing. So you're going to naturally have to showcase to your clients your expertise of marketing. So just that you're not on social doesn't mean that you can't advertise their properties on social.
Sure.
All right. So it's like you're going to have to make that distinction clear for your clientele. But I would just tell you, lean into your sphere where the business is coming from. You're doing, a lot of transactions, which is awesome, and good volume. I don't think it would take that much more to drive it up to 10 million, but it will take a little bit more consistency of, okay, doing a client event, leaning into calling quarterly to each client and tracking, the referrals you're getting from them. That's what I would encourage you to do.
Awesome, Deb.
Yeah, this has been awesome, Deb. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you, Juan, for being a client of Reminder Media. So that is fantastic. And then let's connect on social because I would love to give you some free social content. So that would take some stress off of you. That way you don't have to be the personality, but you can at least use the content we have for your social to look professional. But let's connect on social media. I'd love to give you a free couple months of that to help you out.
I was going to share my magazine that I had. Can you hear me 1 second? Yeah.
That's awesome. We got to have more callers like get Deb call into the show. This is fantastic. Yeah, look at that. That's fantastic. You're doing the Start Healthy magazine. That's a perfect example of what we're talking about. Has nothing to do with real estate. It's a health magazine, but people do business with people they know, like, and trust. A like is built oftentimes off of rapport and commonality and reaching people on things that they're interested in, not on things that you're interested in. And that's like the whole premise of the magazine is like, hey, I'm not just trying to sell you all day long. I care about you. And, I thought you would enjoy this. I thought you would enjoy this health magazine. And that oftentimes gets people to choose.
Are you calling people after they get the magazine?
That's a good idea. I'm probably not, I should.
It's a great way to connect. Yeah. On the
Not wait
level.
for them to call me. I should call them. Yes.
Yeah,
hey, did you get your magazine?
That's exactly right. Deb, you've been awesome. Let's connect on social. I'll hook you up with that free social content just to help you there. But call those clients after getting the magazine and add a client event. I think it'll be very fruitful for you. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. If you have Michigan referrals, send them over to Deb. She will help them. Appreciate you, Deb. Have a great one.